وبث فيها من كل حزب طغيان يعلم الله ومن الناس من آمن الله والذين آمنوا أشد حبا لله والذين ظلموا والنار أشد
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. Speaking very shortly in this second khutbah, we find that if you were to take all the Muslims in the world and to take all of the Christians in the world and add those numbers together, we would find that over 50% of the world would be counted. So Muslims and Christians make up over 50% of the world's population. If there was peace between the Muslims and the Christians, we would find that the world would be halfway to achieving peace. So one small step that we can make towards making peace between Muslims and the Christians is to tell a story or a letter that was written by the Prophet Muhammad to the Christians. And we will see how this letter that was sent from the Prophet to the Christians has an enormous impact on the way that Muslims treat Christians. And this is something we should try to remember in our daily lives. For those of you who have been to Egypt, they will know that there is a monastery there called Saint Catherine. And it is located at the bottom of the mountain of Sinai. It has one of the largest, it is the world's oldest Christian monastery. It has a huge collection of Christian books that is second only to the Vatican in Rome. And it is a World Heritage Site. It has many Christian icons and has remained safe as a Christian monastery in Muslim lands for over 1400 years. So in the year 628, a delegation from Saint Catherine's monastery came to the Prophet Muhammad and asked him for his protection. And he responded to them by granting them what's called a Charter of Rights, a letter which gives them rights. And I will read to you that letter in the English translation as below. It starts, "This is a message from Muhammad ibn Abdullah as a covenant, as a mithaq to those who adopt Christianity. Near and far, we are with them. Verily I, the servants, the helpers, and my followers, defend them, because Christians are my citizens, and by Allah, I hold out against anything that displeases them. No compulsion is to be on them. Neither are their judges to be removed from their jobs, nor are their monks to be removed from their monasteries. No one is to destroy a house of their religion, to damage it, or carry anything from it to the Muslim houses. Should anyone take any of these, he would spoil God's covenant and disobey his prophet. Verily, they are my allies, and have my secure charter against all that they hate. No one is to force them to travel or oblige them to fight. The Muslims are to fight for them. If a female Christian is married to a Muslim, it is not to take place without her approval. She is not to be prevented from visiting her church to pray. Their churches are to be respected. They are neither to be prevented from repairing them, nor the sacredness of their covenants." And the final sentence in this letter, no one of the nation, meaning the Muslim nation, is to disobey the covenant until the last day. So that there is the letter that was sent from the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to this Christian monastery. And it's important to notice the first and the last sentence in this. In the first sentence, it says, this is a message to those who adopt Christianity near and far. So that covers Christians, all of the Christians. And the final sentence, where it says, no one of the nation is to disobey the covenant until the last day. So that covers all time. So you can see this short letter asserts that Muslims are with Christians, near and far, from now until the end of time. If we disobey this and we somehow oppress Christians, we are breaking this covenant. Muhammad declared Christians, all of them, as his allies. And he said, if you ill-treat any of them, you are breaking God's covenant. So, the interesting thing to note from this letter is that there's many things that Muslims cannot do this, Muslims cannot do this, we cannot destroy their churches, we cannot force their women to marry, we have to defend for them, we have to fight for them, we cannot remove them from their jobs. There's a whole lot of protection. What do the Christians have to do? This is a deal, right? Muslims have a side of their deal, Christians. The only thing that the Christians have to do in this deal is be Christian. And they have fulfilled, they don't have to pay money in this particular agreement. All they have to do is be Christian, and they are protected under the Muslims. So in the topic of this khutbah of world peace, even though this document is 1,400 years old, we find it guarantees many things that you find today. For example, right to property, freedom of religion, freedom of work, and freedom of security of person. So, how does this agreement relate to world peace? And to take an example from it, you can see how the Prophet Muhammad gave Christians so much and protected them and gave them all of these rights. For us now in the world, just even between a Muslim brother and another Muslim brother, between a Muslim sister and another Muslim sister, we're not talking different religions, we're talking the same religion here. If we give these rights to the Christians to protect them and look after them, how many rights should we give to our Muslim brothers around the world, whether they are with us here in New Zealand or overseas? If we stick to these values of treating each other kindly and honestly, we will find that world peace will spread all amongst us. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us, first of all, keep the covenants, keep the agreements which the Prophet Muhammad has made with other people. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to make us those who are against peace, those who oppress other people or take the rights of other people. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make peace in all of our lands.
Amen.
Those, wherever they be, may be in the world, to bring peace upon all of the Muslims and the Muslims. Allahumma ameen. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقم الصلاة.